This is a busy week. This is a week that we need to start making more videos. But before that, I decided to get on and make a simple video because I'm having 2 dinners here. No, actually 3 dinners. But tomorrow I have a ladies prayer group dinner, and then that night I have a dinner here for my cooking class. And I thought I would make some pumpkin pies. The easy peasy Libby recipe, vintage. And yeah, you could make, I do have some pumpkins that I'm going to be baking, sugar pumpkins, and make some homemade pies. But these are Mary's, my mom's go-to recipe when she was having, and we had 12 people in our family, and we always had someone living with us. She would make like 12 pies. She'd take one day and she'd just bake a bunch of pies, and everybody's, wow, she's baking all these pies. She was doing it the easy way. And that's what we're doing today. We're doing the easy way. We're using frozen Pillsbury pie crust, which says thaw out for 20 minutes. And then you put your filling in here on baked crust. So that's what we're doing. So we have a 29 ounce can of Libby's. And it tells us first to add all the dry ingredients in a bowl. And what are our dry ingredients? 1 teaspoon of salt. So we'll put our salt. This is going to be a fast one. 1 teaspoon of salt. We're making Libby's old-fashioned pumpkin pie, tried and true, and 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. And you could get all the, if you don't have these spices, go to the 99-cent store. They have them, 2 teaspoons. They have all the spices there for $1.25. It's not a $99 tree anymore. It's a $1.25 tree. But still, you can't beat that price. And if you need these pumpkin pie spices, you can go get them. Or you can buy your own pumpkin pie spice and use that. And you'd probably use 3 teaspoons. Okay, so we got salt, cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of ground ginger. Not nutmeg. I have a nutmeg here. Because I'm going to be making sweet potatoes. I'm going to be making potato casserole, corn casseroles, you name it. Stay tuned. Teaspoon of ginger, ground ginger. Let me get my other spoons. I have these elongated spoons that fit better in spice jars. 1 teaspoon. This is Pampered Chef. I love these because they fit right in jars. Okay, 1 teaspoon of ground ginger. Half a teaspoon of ground cloves. All these are the pumpkin, what gives it that pumpkin-y taste you love so much. I don't know. Okay. And that's our other dry ingredient would be our sugar. 1.5 cup of granulated sugar. And this is the easiest thing. They taste, I mean, it tastes better than those frozen Miss Smiths and all those. Because when you use fresh ingredients, it just tastes fresher. That's all there is to it. 1.5. So we have 1, and here's our half. Okay. So we're just going to give these a little mix-a-roo to incorporate it together. And just use your same spoon. The idea is just to get it all, oh, don't get too crazy like me. All mixed in. So we're going to put them in a medium bowl, then we're going to beat our eggs into a large bowl. It calls for 4 large eggs. And this is the economy pie. You don't have to go, if you go and buy pies at Costco, that what are they, 7, and they're good. Yes, but if you want to make your own, start a tradition, these are large. And usually you should use room temperature ingredients. And these are room temperature. Hi, Virginia. And I actually should get a whisk up. I'm not happy with this. You're supposed to incorporate it well. So let's make sure that's well incorporated all together. Just stir it up. Smells nice and spicy. Okay, then we're just gonna beat our eggs a little. And I'm using a hand beater. And we just want to make sure those are mixed well. And then stir in your pumpkin. See how easy this is? If you can read, you can make these pumpkin pies and impress everybody. Semi-homemade. It's just as delicious. These pies were always so delicious. And I always say nothing. I buy the Costco ones. I buy the Miss Smith ones, and nothing just tastes as good as Mama's pies. Maybe because it was made with love. When you make things with love, they taste better. And these, like I said, it's cheaper. You can make a bunch of pies with just a few ingredients. And actually those pie shells, I got them on sale, 99 cents for 2. So I can make 4 pies easily. I need more pumpkin. Okay, so I got that. Now we're going to pour in our spices. Ooh, I don't know if I'll have room for that milk. Calls for 2 cans or 2 cups of evaporated milk. Use a good quality. I have carnation. And that's coming together so fast. Okay. Gradually stirring your milk. And if you have your evaporated milk, not condensed, shake it up real good. And I already opened these 2 and shake them up. So just gradually add them in. Oh. We'll have more room in my stand mixer. And make sure you just get your spatula and press down that pumpkin that's on the sides there. This smells so good. And I think the evaporated milk does it. It has a special taste that it gives to this. And there, this is all there is to it. You're done. You put all your pies in the oven, and then you set them out on the counter. I used to love to see my mama's counter all filled with like 10, 12 pies. She would make a bunch of them, and then she'd give some away. My mom was such a giving person. She always baked. She loved to bake. And she would give her stuff away. And us kids would be sitting there like the cobbler's kids with no shoes. No, she would leave something. We're ready to rumble. Okay, let me get this away from here. There's a little bit of pumpkin there. Just take your spatula and make sure you go down there. Get everything. And this is a tricky part. The worst part. And I wish I had someone here to help me put them in the oven, because my oven has a huge heavy door, and it's like, I already made it come out of the socket once by dropping the door when I was trying to put something in. I had to get it, someone had to come out and fix it. And I'm afraid now, because I don't want to keep doing stuff to it. Okay, let me get this up. So now you take your frozen crust, I'm going to make sweet potatoes two ways. I'm going to make them in the souffle and then just the yams inside a glaze. I like them both ways. Okay, so if your pie, might left it thawing too soft. If it crumbles like this, it's soft. All you have to do is put it back up here. There it is. Because it's the dough is moldable. It'll come. You can just fix it. That's the thing about pie crust. Now, what it tells you to do is to score it. So I'm going to get a fork. And the reason you do this is because you don't want the pie to bubble up. So you go all around the pie, and it's not going to make a hole. It's going to close up. But you have to, and go all around the sides too. You're supposed to start your pies off at 425 for 15 minutes. So set a timer. And in 15 minutes, you're going to reduce the temperature to 350 and bake for 30 to 40 more minutes until the edges are firm and the pie edges are firm and the center is set. And then you cool for 2 hours and refrigerate. But if you buy the Libby's, all the instructions in the back. I'm just showing you a tutorial. And when those pies would be sitting there cooling, and that baking pumpkin fall smell would be hitting us, oh my goodness. Us kids would be all lined up at the window waiting. And my mom would cut one and give us a piece. So delicious. I love when I'm in my kitchen cooking and the holidays. I always think of my mama cooking for a big family of 12. And our uncles were orphans. They were my two oldest brothers. They lived with us part of the time. Her and her sister rotated. Okay, you don't want to fill it all the way up. These are for deep dish pie crust. But you don't have to use it. You just don't fill it up. These are going to rise. So you want to fill it up just enough. What is that? Like about an inch. And I'm gonna be able to fill these 4 pies crust that I bought with this. And if you have some left, do what my mom used to do. She used to get ramekins, and then she would just put it in there with nothing and make pies, souffles. So I'm not going to keep you around while I bake them. I already told you. Put them in a 425, and I'm going to have to tune out because I don't want you watching me. I might get nervous and drop a pie. But you will see, I'll put in the thumbnail, the finished products. And I already know, look how much is in here. I have 2 pies, 2 pre-baked pie shells. 4. So I could easily make 4 pies. And I think I'm going to have to get out my other pie crust. I have pie crusts that aren't pre-made. I mean, they're pre-made. They're the roll-out kind. I like to use those too and fake people out. Because you just roll it out. Oops. See what I did? Did you see what I did? Oh well. We'll see what happens there. I'll put it around here. I didn't prick it because I was too busy blabbing. Oh well. Say Libby, we'll see. Now you'll have a sample of what happens when you don't do that. But anyway, I have the roll out one. I'm going to roll it out and put it in the pie dish, and the rest of the leftovers is going to go in there. So if you haven't already, go to my YouTube, like and subscribe. I hope to make more dishes. I'm going to make the corn casserole, remake my corn casserole that I made on YouTube, and I'm going to make it just as a recipe without any cheese and all that. Last time I added cheese, but I haven't tasted it just by itself, and I hear it's the Paula Deen. She says they serve that in her restaurant, Lady and Sons, and it's so popular. Okay, and try not to get it on the crust because it will burn. So we're going to put these in right now for time them. 425. Alexa, set timer for 15 minutes. And once you turn down the heat, if you check your pies, check them every so often, and see that the edges are, because you're going to, after you put them, turn down the heat, you're going to bake them for 30 minutes. Don't set a timer for 40, set it for 30, because different ovens work this differently. But if the crust is too brown, all you have to do is get some foil. If you don't have a pie rim thingy, just make some little strips. And then you just put them around the edges so your pies won't burn. So we'll be back. Been in Deb's Kitchen. Like I said, like and subscribe and keep tuned, because you're going to see me back in here every now and then all week cooking up Thanksgiving sides and dishes. Bye. In Deb's Kitchen. And I'll post the turnout pies in the thumbnail. God bless you.